Hi guys, it's Elena from Bloomington Acura. This is going to be a very quick walkthrough of a 2026 Acura MDX. It is not super in-depth, it is just kind of straight to the point on each of the buttons inside the car, front and then second row. If you have any questions on anything, just let me know. Alright you guys, what I typically do is go left to right so that I don't forget anything, and then I'll touch on the sunroof last and then head to the back as well. But first we're going to start over here. I'm going to zoom in. We've got your window lock function, so your automatic windows, of course, locking of the passengers using their windows, and then the lock and unlock. The L and R switch is going to adjust your left mirror and then your right mirror. The center notch is going to prevent whichever mirror you're selected on from tilting downwards towards the curb while you're in reverse. This is the power folding mirror, so if you click it, it'll fold your mirrors in. And then you've got your memory position seats right up here. So if you wanted to set it, you're going to click set, press and hold number 1, set, press and hold number 2. Those are going to match to your keys. The keys are actually labeled on the back of them, numbers 1 or 2. And then down here, you've got a little row of buttons. So this is the brightness of your dash. Just increase or decrease by pressing down there. And then the car with the circle around it is your safety support. So that is where you would go and you'd click it, and then you'd be able to turn anything on or off with the scroller here. Back down here, you've got your traction control. So if you press and hold that, it would turn it off. Parking sensors on and off there. And then your parking brake is just there. Next, we've got the steering wheel. The power is going to be for the audio source. So if you've got any music going on and you want to turn it on or off, that's just right there. And then the volume. The voice command has 2 different functions. The first one is just by pressing it, you can activate Google. By pressing and holding it, you can activate your smartphone. So if you've got an Android or an iPhone connected to Apple CarPlay, it'll activate that. The menu button, it's got, for this car, it's actually going to show up right here if you click it. So if you click menu, you're going to see it display right up here. And I can use the scroller here to customize what I have up here. The most common things, let's scroll down to customize display. And I'm going to do menu content. I'm going to remove like AM radio. I'm going to remove USB. I'll keep Bluetooth. I'll remove Android just for the sake of this one. And then I'm going to go back up and go back. So now when I click apps, it's just going to show me the things I need here. And then for example, like if you use the radio often, you can go to FM and it'll start playing your audio. We can turn up the volume here and you can see it adjusting right there. So then we've got the radio going. And then I'm just going to turn it off again. So that's that. And then your back arrow, of course, is right there. On the right hand side of the steering wheel is all the cruise control features. So turning on and off, setting and resetting, cancel here, distance control here, and then your lane assistance. So this is lane centering. It'll try to keep you within your lane. You can also switch between the regular cruise control and adaptive by pressing and holding this button, waiting for a beep, and then it'll tell you which mode you're in there. The scroller is just for what is straight ahead. So if you scroll through, you're going to see a few items that you can choose to see right up here. So some people like to have nothing. You can have your maps, tire pressure, trip computer, whatever you want. And then of course your horns right here. Behind the steering wheel, we've got the auto headlights, of course. So if you turn them off, they always go back into auto. You've got your daytime running lights and headlights, and then your auto high beams are naturally on, but if you wanted to turn them off, you can just flick it towards you and they'll turn off. And then over here, we've got your wipers, of course. So right now they're in the off position. If we go down 1, it'll be in low. Let me turn this so you can see it a little better. And if we go down again, we've got low and then high. So back low, auto, and then off. And then the rain sensitivity here. And then right over here, it's for the rear wiper. So intermediate and then on. And then if you tilt it towards you this way, it'll clean the back window and the backup camera at the same time. Next, we'll head over to the climate control buttons. So, of course, you've got your on and off there, your auto button, your sync to match all the temperatures. Now, if the passenger adjusts their temperature, it's going to turn off sync. But if we go back here and then the driver adjusts theirs, it'll do it together. And this sync will also do the rear as well, but if you wanted to separate the rear, it's just right over here. Next, we've got our mode button. So if you click through that, you'll see your modes changing right there. Your fan speed, just right there. And then the AC your rear settings. If you want to click that, it'll adjust to rear, and then you would use these just to adjust for the back. If you have grandkids or little kids back there, you can also click rear lock if you don't want them messing with their temperature in the back. And then you've got your front defrost and rear defrost with your heated side mirrors. Recirculation there. And then you've got your heated seats for the driver and for the passenger. And then the auto is going to auto heat or auto cool the seats based on someone sitting here and the temperature outside of the vehicle. Then you've got your dynamic mode, so your different drive modes right up there. You can turn this while driving or parked. Auto stop and start, if you want to disable that, you would just click it. You do have to click it every time, I know. Brake hold is right here, you would click it. You have to have your seatbelt on and active for that to work. And then your shifter, of course, so park, reverse, you pull down, neutral, drive, and sport. And then you've got a couple chargers here. And then again, more volume controls right here, and then scanning, you know, stations, or if you're using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you can switch to the next song. For the screen, I won't be going in depth on that. If you want to walk through of that one, just let me know. I'll do that one separate, but I will touch base on the home, the back, the Google Assistants there, Google Maps, Apple CarPlay, and you can add one more option right there. We'll go up to your mirror here. Hi. You've got your 3 garage doors right here. It's kind of hard to see it, but you've got 1, 2, 3 doors there, and then your auto dimming mirror is the last button. And then right above here, we've got our sunroof buttons and then our light, so I can turn on my individual light, or I can have it set to door or on or off. And then the sunroof, this one is for the shade. So right now my sunroof is actually closed. If I pull this back, it's gonna open the sunroof shade. And then if I wanna open the glass, you can pull it back or you can just tilt it. I'm not gonna do it because it's really cold right now. And then the passenger light right here, and then your sunglasses holder. And then in the back of the car, of course, this is the second row here. They've got their adjustment for temperature, auto, mode, and then on and off, fan speed right there. And then they've got a 12 volt down here and 2 USB-Cs. And then they've also got their window functions, their ambient lighting, sunshades here. I want to hop out and show you that if you wanted to get to the 3rd row, there's a button right along the side here that you can click, and then it would get you to the back of the 3rd row. You can also just pull this lever and have the seats fold flat if you needed to haul something that was going to take over the whole space.